Welcome to our chair yoga practice today. Thank you for coming either live on Zoom or watching on YouTube later. We'll start in our seated mountain. So grounding down through the feet. Feet are about hip distance apart. Weights evenly distributed in the hips. Spine is upright. Shoulders floating back down the spine, an open chest. And as usual, we'll take just a few minutes to arrive in our bodies before we start. So maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Just taking a couple of minutes to let go of anything that happened earlier today, anything that's going to happen later today. Just letting ourselves be here and now. Gently drawing your focus to the breath in and out through the nose, just observing, noticing. Maybe the air coming in feels cooler than the air coming out. We often use the breath in yoga to ground ourselves, root ourselves in the present. So I wanted to share this short quote with you from Mark Williams and Danny Penman from their book on mindfulness. The breath breathes itself. If it were up to us to remember to breathe, we'd have forgotten long ago. The breath reminds us that at the core of our being, something is happening that depends very little on who we are or what we want to achieve. The breath provides a natural, gently moving target to focus on. It grounds you in the here and now. You cannot take a breath for 5 minutes ago or for 5 minutes from now. You can only take a breath for now. So maybe just keeping that in mind anytime during our yoga practice today or any time in your life that you feel the need to be more present, more grounded, can always guide the focus to the breath and root ourselves in the present. Then you're ready, letting the eyes flutter back open. And we'll start today with just a little self-massage, starting to observe the sensations in the body. So we'll start bringing the left hand to the right shoulder and just gently massaging, rubbing the shoulder, maybe down the arm a little bit. Anything that feels good and therapeutic for you. Maybe moving up towards the neck or lower down on the back. And just noticing what comes up. Noticing if there's any little aches or pains, anything that could be a little looser. Just giving some love and attention. And then when you're ready, at some point, switching sides. So bringing the right hand over to the left side, just giving yourself a little massage. They don't have the expression carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders for nothing. This is a place where we carry a lot of tension when we're feeling stressed or anxious. It often manifests itself in the neck and shoulders, upper part of the back. And maybe with both hands, massaging the back of the neck. And just whatever feels good for you, just taking a moment to give a little love to your body. And then when you're ready, letting the arms release back down onto the thighs. And we'll start to loosen up the head and neck. So taking an inhale here in the center, and then exhaling, looking over the right shoulder. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, looking to the left. And just using the breath, we might not be on the same rhythm, using your own breath to guide your movements. So coming forward, the inhale, and looking over the shoulder as you exhale. And then eventually bringing the head back to center, and then we'll shift the head up on the inhale. And exhaling, drawing the chin towards the chest. And then maybe the next time you look up, holding there for a few breaths, feeling stretching and openness in the front of the throat, breathing into that space. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. And then shifting, drawing the chin toward the chest and holding there. And maybe bringing the hands, clasping the hands behind the head, adding a little weight to help draw the head and chin forward. Breathing into the back of the neck. Releasing the hands. We'll just roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. And if it feels okay with your neck today, you can do a full rotation of the head and neck. And if you do that, making sure to be very gentle. And if you do that full rotation, making sure to go back in the other direction as well. And eventually bringing the head back up to center. And we'll take the movements of the jaw. So just maybe making some circles with the jaw. Opening and closing the mouth. And on your next inhale, drawing the shoulders toward the ears as you contract all your facial muscles. And then exhaling, sighing it all out through the mouth. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling, shoulders come up, making that scrunchy prune face. And then sighing out on the exhale, relaxing the shoulders down. One more time like that. Inhale, contracting. Exhaling, relaxing. Relaxing the shoulders. We'll bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing forward. We'll just flip the palms back and forth. Rotating in the shoulders and arms. And then bringing the tips of the fingers to the tips of the shoulders. Inhaling here, and then exhale, bringing the elbows towards each other. And inhale, opening back out to the side. And moving through that a few times. And you can send the head with it as well. So when the arms open, looking up. And when the elbows come in, looking down. Only if you want. And letting go of the movement. And then we'll just paddle the arms backwards one at a time. Maybe noticing some movement in the torso as well, just letting it flow. And then back in the other direction. And then releasing the arms back down by the sides, maybe giving them a little shake. So we'll send the arms back out to a T. Inhaling here, and then exhaling, giving yourself a bear hug. Inhale, arms come back out. Exhale, crossing the other arm on top. It doesn't matter which one is on top, just switching back and forth. And then the next time you give yourself a bear hug, holding here, taking a few rounds of breaths, focusing the breath on the upper back. And you can stay here in this bear hug, or you can move to eagle arms. So winding the forearms around each other, bringing the palms together, or just staying in the bear hug. And as you breathe, again, just focusing on the upper back, that sense of openness between the shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, the arms come back out, and we'll switch the cross, so crossing the other arm on top. And doing the same thing, breathing into the upper back, space between the shoulders, and possibly coming into that eagle arm position if it's available to you, or just staying in a bear hug. Releasing the arms back down by the sides. We'll come into a seated twist. So we'll bring the left hand to the right knee. And the right hand can come to the hip or grabbing onto the chair. And we'll just elongate through the spine and gently twist to the right. And your gaze can fall wherever is comfortable. So maybe over one shoulder or the other, or just straight out in front, wherever is comfortable for the neck. Just feeling the breath moving through the center of the body in this position. Maybe feels a little different. And unwinding, switching to the other side. So right hand comes to left knee, left hand to hip or back of the chair, and twisting to the left. And then coming back around to center. The arms fall down by the sides. And inhale them up in front of you. We'll just flex and point the wrists, or flex and bend the wrists. So lifting the palms up and then bending them down. And any other movements that feel good in your fingers, maybe making fists and then opening the fingers wide. And then clasping the hands and just rolling out the wrists in any way that feels good. So it can be in one direction or the other, or maybe a figure 8 movement. When you're ready, we'll give the hands a shake, and we'll shake the hands starting at the top and just moving down and back up. This is a little energizing movement. It's helping to get the juices flowing a little bit. And then whenever you're ready, releasing the arms. And we're going to grab, if you have a block or a book, go ahead and grab that now. And you can just set it on your lap in between your hands. And if you don't have one, you can just do the arm flow without it. No big deal. So with the block or book sitting on the lap, we'll lift the hands up and out in front, just gently pushing in with the hands and lifting up above the head, bringing it down to the chest, bending the elbows, and then pushing it out in front. So then reversing that, so drawing it into the chest, up above the head, and then floating all the way back down. And so trying to just build a little resistance, activate the muscles, the arms, the pectorals, as we lift it up, bend down to the chest, out in front, back in towards the body, up above the head, and then floating all the way back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Just move at your own pace, trying to keep that tension, not pressing in with the hands. And then once more all the way through. Down to the chest. Out in front. Up, and then letting it float all the way back down, keeping that pressure going for just another second. And then releasing. And you can put the block aside now. And we'll come into our seated cat-cow now. So maybe sliding a little bit forward in the chair. Hands are resting on the legs. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, sliding the hands towards the knees as the spine rounds toward the back of the chair. And then inhaling, arching the spine, hands slide toward the body, chest opens. And then just moving back and forth, flowing with the breath. Loosening up the lower spine. And maybe the next time you round the spine toward the back of the chair, holding in that position for a couple of breaths. Noticing what it feels like to hold here. And then shifting back into that cow position with the arched spine and holding here. And here, if you drop the chin towards the chest, you can feel a little stretch in the upper back, back of the neck, space between the shoulders. Or you can keep the gaze lifted, whichever feels better. And then releasing, resetting in our seated mountain pose. We'll walk the feet inward so that maybe they're even touching or almost touching the insides of the feet. And then we'll just let the legs fall out, the knees fall open, and then come back in, making a little butterfly wings with the legs. Starting to work into the hips. And eventually letting go of that movement, walking the feet back about hip distance apart. And now the hands can come to either the hips or maybe grabbing onto the chair, whichever gives you more of a feeling of stability. And we'll extend the right leg. And if it's not comfortable to hold the leg off the floor, you can just let the heel rest on the floor. And we'll just point and flex the right foot. Stretching into the calves and hamstrings. And then rolling the ankle in one direction. And then back in the other direction. And maybe bending and straightening the toes. And just curling and uncurling the toes. We'll come into our seated pigeon from here. So either the foot can be on the floor and then rolling out onto the outer edge of that right foot, opening in the hip, or you can pick up the right foot and cross it over the left knee, finding your seated pigeon there. And here, if you'd like to give yourself a little foot massage, you can do that now. Just maybe rubbing on the sole, the ball of the foot. Maybe interlacing your fingers with your toes. And then letting the hands come down either to the side of the chair or the hips. We'll inhale to lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, just hinging forward just a little bit, just until you start to feel a little bit of a stretch or sensation in the right hip. The spine should be flat, not rounded in this position. We're just hinging right from the hips. And then on an inhale, rising back up and helping that foot down if it's crossed over. We'll switch legs. So left leg extends this time, pointing and flexing. And again, your foot can be lifted off the ground for a little bit more core engagement, or the heel can rest on the floor for a little bit more stability. And then rolling the ankle in one direction. And then back in the other direction. And then maybe curling and straightening the toes. And then eventually finding your seated pigeon. So either foot on the floor, rolling out on the outer edge of the left foot, or picking up the foot and crossing it over the right knee. And then if your foot is crossed, maybe giving yourself a little foot massage here. And then eventually letting go, bringing the hands either to the chair or the hips. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, hinging forward, just stopping as soon as you start to feel that stretch in the hip. And taking a few breaths here. And then on your next inhale, rising back up. And then helping the foot back down. And we'll send the feet just a little bit wider than the hips now. And we'll come into our half forward fold. So once again, inhaling, feeling that length through the spine. And then as we exhale, we'll come down onto the forearms. So the forearms are resting on the thigh. And then maybe bringing the tips of the fingers together. And here, maybe thinking about directing the breath into the lower back, to the sacrum. And if it's available for you and you feel so inclined, you can fold all the way down. So letting the spine round and folding all the way down over the legs, letting the head hang. And then eventually from wherever you are, walking yourself back up, gently coming back to an upright position. We'll keep the feet a little bit wider and we'll do a little bit of a modified sun salutation. This is also good for building some energy, getting the juices flowing. So we'll inhale, the arms sweep out and up, palms meeting above the head. And then as we exhale, we'll fold forward. So either coming into that same half forward fold with the forearms resting on the thighs, or maybe folding all the way down if that feels good. Then we'll inhale back up, lifting the arms straight up by the ears. And then on the exhale, the left arm comes to the back and we'll twist to the right. So just so you can see me, I'm twisted like this. We'll inhale, sweeping both arms back up. And then we'll exhale, twisting to the opposite direction. So right arm extends toward the back of the chair. And then we'll inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, we'll fold once again. So coming either into that half or full forward fold. This time we'll inhale, the arms will sweep out and up, palms meeting above the head. And then exhaling, hands come to the heart. So that's the little sequence. We'll go through that a few more times. And again, we don't ever want to be holding the breath. So just move with your own breath. It might not be the same pace as me or anyone else, but this is our flow. So inhale, the arms come up, palms meet above the head. Exhale, folding forward, either halfway, forearms to thighs, or all the way. Inhale, the arms sweep straight up by the ears. Exhale, left arm extends back. Right arm. Inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, twisting to the left arm comes behind. Inhaling back up to center. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Palms meet above the head. And we'll exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. Do that one more time. Inhaling, arms come out and up. Palms meet. Exhale, folding forward, halfway or all the way. Inhaling, the arms up by the ears. Exhale, twisting to the right, extending the right arm out behind you. Inhaling, both arms sweep up. Exhale, twisting to the left, sending that left arm out behind. Inhaling the arms back up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, arms sweep out and up as you rise up. And then exhale, the palms come down, meeting in front of the heart. Just taking a few breaths here. We'll breathe in through the nose, then sigh out through the mouth. Breathe in through the mouth and out through the nose. Once more like that, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the mouth, and then out through the nose. And then returning back to your natural breath. Arms can release. Let's see, we'll come into our Warrior 2 position now. So we'll send the right knee out to the side. The right toes are bending towards the right. And you can stop at any point or not do the legs at all, just do the arm flow. And then the left leg extends out behind and the left toes are turned in slightly. So we're making this same shape as a standing Warrior 2, just sitting in the chair. And we'll do a little flow here with the arms. So we'll lift the arms up by the ears and then exhale, opening the arms out to the sides and shifting the gaze out over the front arm. We'll inhale, the arms come back up by the ears. And then exhale, once again, opening and shifting the gaze towards the front arm. And just taking a few flows like that if it feels good, or holding in Warrior 2 if it feels good. And then maybe stopping the arm flow and just holding for a couple of breaths, looking out over the right arm, looking right out over the right fingertips. And we'll bring the left hand to the hip. The front palm, the right palm, flips up. Then we'll bend the arm back, slightly arching the back for a reverse warrior. And your gaze can be looking up at that hand or looking straight in front, just being mindful of the neck and what it needs. Just breathing fully here into the openness in the chest. And then releasing the arms down. Releasing the legs, helping them back together. And then maybe leaning back in the chair and windshield wipering the legs from side to side. So just letting the knees fall from right to left. And when you're ready, resetting in our mountain. And we'll switch sides. So this time, You're going to send the left foot out to the side. The left knee is bent, toes pointing to the left. Then you can stay here or maybe send the right foot out behind. Right toes are slightly turned in. Be noticing some differences on the side. Then we'll inhale the arms up. And then exhale, opening the arms, looking out over the left fingertips. And we'll flow back and forth. So shifting the gaze forward as the arms come up. And then over to the left as the arms come down. And you can continue with the arm flow if it feels good, or maybe taking a few breaths to hold in Warrior Two, looking out over the left fingertips. Feeling that stretch in the hip flexor and the inner thighs, the hamstring of the right leg. Then we'll make our way into our reversed warrior. So bringing the right hand to the hip, flipping the left palm up, and then bending the arm back, maybe slightly arching the back, and looking up at the hand or out in front of you. A powerful chest opener, heart opener. And then when you're ready, coming back down, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, back to center. And maybe taking another few rounds of our cat and cow to reset here. So inhaling here in the center and exhaling, rounding the spine toward the back of the chair. Inhaling, arching the spine, lifting the gaze. And moving back and forth on your own. And then eventually moving back to our seated mountain, resetting here. So we're going to do some side bends now. So we'll inhale, letting the left arm reach up to the sky, right arm can come to the hip. We'll exhale, bending to the right. Inhaling back up to center, and exhale, bending. And just flowing in and out, letting the arm move very fluidly. And then eventually, if it feels good, maybe holding in that side bend for a few breaths. Feeling that stretch on the left side of the body. Breathing into that space. Inhale, rising back up. Releasing the arms. And switching sides. So this time the left hand will come to the hip. Inhaling up with the right arm and exhaling, bending to the left and back up. And just flowing in and out with your breath. And then maybe if it feels okay, maybe holding that side bend for a few breaths. Feeling the stretch on the right side. And releasing, rising back up. Letting the arms release. Bringing the hands again to rest on the chair or maybe on the hips. Do a little bit of core engagement, a little bit of abs. Just bicycle out the right foot. So bending and straightening the right leg. Keeping a strong core to support the spine. And then maybe pedaling back in the other direction to reversing. And then eventually extending the right leg. Flexing the foot. And then maybe raising the left arm. Maybe raising the right arm. Again, zipping up in the core to help support the body, helping support the leg. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, releasing the arms, releasing the legs. And we'll switch sides. So again, the hands can be on the hips or on the chair. And we'll just bicycle the left leg. And back in the other direction, reversing the pedal. And then eventually extending the left leg out, flexing the foot. And then maybe the right arm comes up by the ear. Maybe the left arm comes to meet it. Feeling that strong core acting as your support stabilizer. And then one more inhale. And exhale, releasing. Releasing the leg, releasing the arms. Maybe taking a few more rounds of those windshield wipers of the leg. And then once again, sliding forward in the chair, maybe opening the feet a little bit wider. And we'll take another either half or full forward fold. So inhaling to lift and lengthen. And then exhaling, folding forward, either stopping halfway or rounding the spine and folding all the way down over the legs. And as you breathe here, maybe noticing it feels a little bit different than the first time we were in this position. Notice if you can relax or release any tension you might be carrying. And wherever you are, whether it's that half or full forward fold, walking back up, coming back to an upright seated position. From here, we'll bring the feet back in, and optional, we can cross the right leg over the left. And we'll bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand either on the hip or the chair, and we'll twist to the right. So you can just do a regular seated twist like we did at the beginning if crossing the legs isn't feeling good right now. And breathing fully here, feeling the inhale rising up through the belly, rib cage, and into the chest, and then releasing. And then unwinding from the twist, uncrossing the leg. We'll switch sides, so crossing the left leg over the right this time. Right hand comes to left knee, left hand to hip or chair. And we'll come into our twist to the other side. And breathing fully here once again, all the way from the belly through the rib cage into the chest, and then breathing all the way back out. And releasing, untwisting, uncrossing the leg. And one more time, like we did at the beginning, inhaling, drawing the shoulders towards the ears and contracting the facial muscles. And then exhale, sighing it all out through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders up, prune face. And then completely relax as you exhale. And one last time, inhaling, drawing shoulders up, scrunching up the face. And then letting it all out. So that brings us to the end of our physical practice. I have a guided meditation for you that's about 10 minutes long. So if you're able to stay, that's great. If you have to jump off, that's fine too. Or if you can only stay a few minutes, that's fine. So if you're sticking around, finding a comfortable position in the chair, a place where you can rest back for a few minutes. And eventually finding some stillness, maybe letting the eyes close. And just like we did at the beginning, begin by bringing the awareness to your breath. Just noticing the natural inhale and exhale. Without any judgment, just observing the flow of your breath. Now bringing your awareness to your feet, noticing your feet connecting to the ground, helping us feel settled and grounded. Maybe you're wearing socks or shoes, noticing how those feel on your feet. Really dropping all of your awareness into the feet. Sliding up the body, bringing the focus into your legs. It's like you're feeling your legs from the inside out. Just really focusing your attention on the legs. Observing any sensation, any tension. And seeing if it's possible to relax, even just 5% more, relaxing in the leg. Moving up the body, guiding the awareness, the focus to the torso, the center of your body. Noticing where your clothes come in contact with your skin. Even feeling your clothing moving as you're breathing in and out through the belly. Bringing that focus to the belly, directing the breath in and out. Up through the torso and then down through the arms and into the fingers. Feeling your arms, wrists, hands, fingers relax, releasing any tension. Sliding back up the arms into the shoulders and neck. Feeling the shoulders relax away from the ears. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the muscles of the face, relaxing the space around the eyes. And finally, bringing the awareness up to the crown of your head. Knowing that if any thoughts arise, if you become distracted by thoughts, you can just simply observe them with kindness. Let them float away like a cloud. And now bringing to mind a place that you've been, or maybe a place that you'd like to go, that represents somewhere that's very peaceful and very calm. Maybe it's some place that you invent in your own mind. Maybe the beach, forest, a lake, a mountain. Somewhere you can go in your mind to feel settling and calming. And in this place, beginning to engage your five senses. So, looking around the landscape, observing the colors, the textures. Maybe the sun's shining. Maybe it's shady. Just becoming aware of what you see as you look around. Noticing what sounds you might hear. Maybe up close or at a distance. Any calming or soothing sounds that are in this place. The breeze flowing through the trees, the waves of the ocean, birds singing. And gradually taking in any scents that would be present in this peaceful place. Here at the beach, maybe you might smell the salty air or suntan lotion. Taking a moment to take in any of the scents that are in this calming, peaceful place. And now imagining what this place would feel like on your skin. Maybe feeling the heat of the sun, the cool of the shade. Is it warm or humid or cool and brisk? Really engaging the senses to imagine what it would feel like to be in this place. Absorbing anything that feels soothing and relaxing, this place of calm. And now taking 3 deep, soothing breaths in this place. So breathing in, feeling the belly fill, sliding up the rib cage and into the chest. And exhaling, drawing the navel toward the spine, letting all the air out. And breathing 2 more times like that, these deep 3-part breaths. And then returning eventually to the natural rhythm of your breath in and out through the nose. As we begin to bring our awareness back into our bodies, maybe making some small movements, wiggling the fingers or the toes. Maybe making slightly bigger movements, maybe taking a stretch. And then eventually letting the palms come together, resting in front of your heart. Taking just a moment here to thank yourself for taking this time, this necessary time for self-care. And maybe sending out some thoughts of loving kindness to everyone who's practicing together, either live on Zoom or later on YouTube. And maybe extending those loving thoughts out to the entire universe. And I wish you a pleasant rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much,